Anyway, a bit of rain on the way up from London this morning. A lot of rain in these parts over the last few hours, but right now it's the driest of dry Sunday afternoons, and that is not a great start to Anthony Bellows' Gallagher PREM career. He didn't go 10 metres, Chris.
Yeah, it's one of those situations, your first kick-off, you'd almost refuse doing that, wouldn't you? Your first kick-off at home, no, I'm going long no matter what. I like the endeavour. It's a really hard thing to do first thing, but he's got that one wrong.
Maybe the front row have said to him, we fancy this, give us the scrum early on.
So here we go, straight into it. Manny Yogan, Craig Wright, Saints hooker, Trevor Davison, England tight head, Northampton tight head again, up against Will Goodrick-Clark. Joseph Dwebber, Springbok with a PREM debut, and Josh Yosefa Scott, another one from the West Country who is the size of a small car. Varney, Slade, that left boot working sweetly early on.
I'd love to be able to strike a ball like that at any point in my lifetime. Just so smooth. Lovely left foot from Slade. Just so cultured. Takes some doing.
Spent the summer recovering from a fractured hand that he suffered during the first test against Argentina in La Plata. Isn't really a long-term injury. He's here in a timely fashion today, and Dwebber's first throw as a PREM player is a good one. Solid one to the front. This is Paul Brown-Bampo. We talked a lot about Faye Urboso in the build-up, but Brown-Bampo had quite a season last season. 21 tries in all. And the Chiefs in white, building nicely. Chinza just standing off, but for the time being, Exeter happy to drill down the middle, and now a little bit of width. It didn't find Slade. Still Northampton ball, or rather Exeter ball. Young Chinza and Pearson to Goodrick-Clark, opening up a little bit of space for maybe Hammersley to exploit. He was brought down well by Davison. Chopped down effectively. Here's Tuima. Hodge. Faye Urboso in to help win that ball back. Greg Fisselau added late to that starting 15. Vincent. This is some decent Exeter possession. An early workout for a Northampton defence that has already been breached. And what a return for that man. He's been away a while, and he's missed that try-scoring feeling. Manny Faye Urboso.
There's no building into this game for Manny. Less than 3.5 minutes. It's took him. He's just popped up from absolute. I didn't even see him at the ruck. I'm looking around. How has he even popped up? His ability to just follow the ball and be in and around and have a want to just pick the ball up and go, and even had time. I think it's a bit of a chancy dive actually with someone near him, but just that excited.
See that late play actually, I think it was Tom Pearson, who's just, sorry, Angus Scott Young, who was just looping round, and they were just a bit slow into position. Maybe it was just the speed that Exeter were able to get the ball moving as Slade knocks the extra 2 over. But because of the Chiefs' pick-and-go game has been so dominant, Northampton have done a really good job of keeping bodies on the feet, but just see Scott Young there. His eyes are all coming off, got to go the same way, but someone needs to fill in that guard position in and around the breakdown on the far side. Manny sees it, and he's so electric.
It's his want to get the scrum halves there, and normally every player would step back and let the scrum half go and get it, but it's Manny's just want to get his hands on the ball and take whatever's in front of him. He's out. Is what a lot of players can learn from. Just have a go, see what's in front of you. You'll be surprised what comes off.
I think that was a big thing, Nick, about Faye Urboso. Before the injury, Rob Baxter was constantly saying, I just want him to get his hands on the ball as much as possible. I want him roaming off his wing all the time. And that's what they really did miss when he was away.
Opportunity now for Northampton via the captain, Fraser Dingwall. Henry Walker's with us. Craig Wright has gone off for a head injury assessment. Scrum half Archie McParland, 20-year-old, just his 4th Premiership start. Tom Mitchell enforced Lions rest, or rather Alex Mitchell enforced Lions rest for first couple of weekends. Tom James injured.
Oh, great clearance from Bello.
It was Manny that scored the try, but I think if you're Northampton defending here, they did such a good job for a lot of phases there. Double man hits, knocking extra back. Just one little chink in the armoury, and he scores a try.
Back in the club shirt for the first time since he dislocated his shoulder in December last year. Hurt again during Six Nations training with England, and then he had a hamstring in pre-season.
Well. Thanks.
But he is happily back with us and offering all that he offers this Chiefs side that was missing so much last season.
We've got really quiet.
Some great competition in the back three in England right now. We're quite blessed.
Just there, yeah.
Go through phases sometimes of having not many in one position. Wing isn't one of those right now. We could have 6, 7, 8 lads that could start in the autumn internationals for England.
We've not mentioned Dave Walder yet, the new attack coach, new chief engineer let next door to Rob Baxter. He's had a bit of a rebuild with the attack, Chris. Lots of new information for the players to digest, putting it onto the pitch. Some brand new calls as well, just to freshen things up, get them thinking differently, refocusing minds, trying to restore some confidence that was missing last season.
Yeah, you could see towards the end, when he went in at the end of last season, there was change happening, but now he's had a full pre-season at it. It's exciting, especially with this back line that he's got. And they've got Ikitau, the Australian centre, coming in.
Taken on by Ross Vincent. He's got a lot of big, powerful early charges from that Chiefs back row. Fissalau with the latest.
I got that back off Green.
What a carry that was. Really good angle.
Okay. So, Green, I believe it came off Exeter. Okay.
Off the back of the line out, targeting the players that are at the back of the line out, looking to get in, and those that are trying to get wide to cover the attack. That angle perfectly run. The poor referee takes a
so I'm not getting replays yet to help.
Don't want to get into that traffic jam.
Cole's winning the ball for Saints. Bello quickly away to pick out Litchfield, but Chiefs defence up quickly. We're hearing that Northampton hooker Craig Rice has failed his head injury assessment, so he's gone very early on. It'll be an awfully long shift for Henry Walker. Bello, no look pass to find Dingwall. Brown Bampo goes back, but it's closest to Hodge, who half slips.
No advantage, we'll come back. Number 2 pushes the 9. So he approaches the breakdown.
Really big season for Manny Yogan as well. I think this is a guy that can really kick on. Just watch here, the delay on the pass. Everyone thinks because he delays it, he's going to pull it out the back to Bello. And he gives Davison an easy charge. Just that hold. You can see Tuima almost stand up because he's waiting for it to unfold and he's run out of room. So many teams playing out of the back now that the eyes tend to get drawn to what's happening behind the core 2 runners, and there are opportunities to make good ground by delaying that pass as Yogan just did.
He's really good at different areas of the game as well. He can carry, he can pass, he can scrum, he scored tries. A lot of tries actually last season for the Saints, so no wonder he was in the England squad over the summer.
Brought down gently by Scott Young, and Ed Prowse motoring on Timo Miana Vanua amongst the summer leavers. They've lost Joano Augustus as well, another of their big heavy ball carriers last season. Bello finding Hendy. Northampton just beginning to purr a little bit more as well, and offer some bash through Davison. Bello on the bounce. He's asking a lot of Angus Scott-Young. It's gone forwards in the end.
It's a nice attack there from Northampton. Really well read from Exeter. They've been impressive in that Prem Cup game against Bath in terms of the physicality in defence. It's really gone up a level, forcing the error, but Northampton just getting a little bit of purchase in that game. Lovely ball from Dingwall as the hit came in from outside as Tuima stepped in. He almost puts his attacker through the gap.
It's a really good tackle from Stephen Varney, though. Back from Van, his little vacation over in France. He was at Gloucester before. Could be a really good addition for Exeter. He's a really good scrum half. And that's a hard place to defend for a scrum half. Second in from the touchline. And he just nullified that attack there from the Saints when he could have been more dangerous had he not done that.
Same reset, let's go nice and quick.
Could be a smart bit of business. He's a really good player in a position as well for Exeter where they're looking for experience and someone to just take a little bit more control as what they had last year, either over the kicking game or just a bit of a calming voice. I think Varney can do that.
Doing his stuff again in this league, with Stu Townsend heading to Harlequin. Sam Maunders now with Coventry. Northampton with the penalty. Josh Yosefa Scott losing his feet in the eyes of Joe James.
Just one thing to point out about this Exeter front row, there's quite a height difference between Dwebber and Yosefa Scott, so just the first sort of few rounds of the season, they're still getting used to each other. One might want to scrummage a little bit higher than the other.
Over 15.
Pearson away quickly, and then the step from Chick. Saints locals getting an early glimpse of what he brings, and he's set up the try for Coles. That was sharp stuff off the line out. Precise, accurate, deadly.
Yeah, great from Northampton. Big year for Alex Coles. Off the back of some of his performances, particularly the back end of the year, the European final. Excellent start for Callum Chick. Gets out of contact, and then as they come around the corner, it's a really nice bit of footwork. Looks simple from Coles, but he picks the gap between two defenders. Both their heads are up, but he looks like he's running straight at Yosefa Scott, and then at the last second he steps out off his right foot and manages to find a route to give him hands towards the goal line. If he just carries on straight on that line, Yosefa Scott probably wraps him up, stops him getting that ball placement in.
Really smart as well from Vesti at the back, going up at the back, so it means Exeter can't get any men off the back there, and having a wrap around. Chick goes straight into that space. I watched Saints last weekend against Saracens, and they were so efficient in the 22 again. Like Vesti's just been, as soon as they get into the 22, they're going to look to score straight away.
As head coach Sam Vesti, and the first points in the Gallagher Prem for the Frenchman Anthony Bello.
One more. Thank you.
The challenge over the next 10 minutes to come up with Frenchmen in recent times who have played in the Prem. There aren't many of them.
Pick'em-Olds, yeah, it's one at Saints. Yeah, Louis Pick'em-Old took the league by storm.
It's not a long list. Anthony Bello adding his name to it, however, today. That's nicely knocked back by James Ram. However, still Chiefs to conjure with. Fisilau. Yosefa Scott, Hodge, Brown Bampo, Ram. Oh, he got nowhere near him. He's beaten two players, Brown Bampo. The footwork didn't, in the end, bamboozle young Archie McParlin, but, well, up until the knock-on, that was very entertaining.
There's just absolutely nothing on. It's man on man in front of him. Stand, and Ram is a good defender, in and out.
Okay, time off.
I can't. That is a unique ability to be able to do that.
It is, the raw potential of this guy is amazing, but he has to give the ball here inside. He's opened up the gap. He'll probably end up getting it back, but he's now created that opportunity. His first thought should be, where's my support and can I link up with them? But
yeah, that was always my thing.
yeah, well, exactly.
Who can I give it to get it back quicker? I could definitely help him in that, but I couldn't help him turning people inside out like that.
Just brilliant.
All the fireworks last season from him. Ollie Woodburn, by the way, is training again. Knee injury last season. He will add to the options out wide. He's not far away.
It's not a department they're struggling in, Nick. We've got some talent in the back line. Just got to get it fully fired. That's Dave Walder's job this year.
Crouch!
Greg inside there. Eyes on winger.
Bind! Set!
McFarlane happy to let the scrum do its work, knowing that it was likely to draw the penalty.
Point one, lost chip under pressure. Point one. Quite loose, that steps round, number one.
Pressure on Lord Goodrick Clark.
I think he's suggesting, the referee, that it wheels because he actually steps out and goes round the outside, puts the pressure on Northampton. I think the first bit they've got away with, he only gives the penalty very late here. Good initial shunt from Saints, and Yogan gets his side up. You just see Goodrick Clark at the end rotating round on that right-hand side of your screen.
Chins is in there, making a nuisance of himself.
Parlin's got to go digging for that. He's not got his arms in enough. He needed to recognise the threat of Chunza, who was in on the ball. This is still going to get turned over for me. Just watch as they land. Chunza, you spotted it, Nick, gets straight in on the ball. But McParland doesn't realise, or he does, but he can't go in with his fingertips there. He has to go in with his shoulders and rip the ball as quickly as possible. But he's allowed Chunza to do a really good job of staying in there. Bit of a facial there coming in from Pearson, trying to get him to release, and he won't. And they make that turnover. It's that recognition of where's the threat. And McParland a little bit slow to react to it.
It's only his second Premiership start in the year after a broken foot. May have been with us on Thursday night as Jacques van Meulen made his Sale debut. Saints have made another change, by the way. Sam Graham making a welcome return. Earlier than expected, Angus Scott-Young has gone off to get a cut patched up. And off the back, the explosive Ross Vincent, the Italian international.
Use it.
Another Italian international, Stephen Varney, albeit from Wales.
Use it.
Under some pressure by Coles, but the ball away, Rams there. And well, somehow, Northampton, no, they haven't. Jonathan Healy, the assistant on this. On this near side, spotting that the ball had gone out of play.
What do you think this is? Lands half a foot inside the touchline. Ram doesn't know whether it's beyond the pitch or off. Either way, if the kick's going to land that close to the touchline.
I don't know whether it was out. It was nearly the ultimate Houdini act.
Closing the gap. You close the gap. Close the gap.
Joe James explaining the reason
and that wins in the contest
for the free kick. That metre gap that has to be there. Harvey Skinner shared the fly half shirt with Henry Slade last season. And this time it is claimed cleanly by Ram.
Use it.
Sam Graham. This will feel like a fresh start for him, a new signing for Saints.
Use.
Remember that he injured his knee against Leicester a month into last season. Here he is back. horrible injury. You may remember the one at Mattioli Woods, Welford Road, but here he is again doing what he enjoys most.
Tommy Raffel really low on a tackle, hit right through his knee.
Thank you, that cuts yours, thank you.
Just bent the wrong way. So great to see him back. He's actually having a really good start to the season as well.
You don't ever want to see anyone injured, obviously, but there is times in careers where you can make use of it, shall we say, as a positive, either to put size on or concentrate on some areas that you probably you wouldn't necessarily get in season. So I'm sure he's used it very wisely. There's a lot of professional players do these days, but it's great to see him back.
Six.
It's one of the stories we don't necessarily get, isn't it, Nick? Yeah, there are dark times. I'm sure it will have crossed his mind at the beginning of that injury. Will I ever get back from this? So we should really celebrate players when they come back in from potentially career-ending injuries.
Yeah, we're doing that today with Sam Graham. We'll be heading down to Dan Bigger in a minute, just to give us a 20-minute report on how Anthony Bello has settled into a shirt that he used to wear, the Saints 10. Some nice touches early on, certainly plenty for Dan to talk to us about. Meantime, here's Brown Bampo, who's had some nice touches as well. Varney, Vincent, Jon Chunza to Rusi Tuima. Skinner and Hodge. Thistle out. Skinner. Again, just looking for any potential edges. Manifeu Aboso. Goodrick Clark. A little bit tight, but Chiefs do have three players there. Vincent. Behind Goodrick Clark. Employing Tuima. Slade. Brown Bampo, a little bit of space. He doesn't need much. Strength as well to stay on his feet in the end, Chris. He just ran out of room.
Yeah, there's definitely a difference in Exeter's attacking strategy, and when it really helps when you've got players like this stood on a touchline, because it's always a go-to that you can take. Yes, you might say he's been pushed in touch, but they've had a lot of phases anyway, so they were probably going to get turned over pretty soon, Exeter, so I don't think it's a bad result, because he could have turned it into something. When you've got Brown Bampo and Manny on the other side, you've always got options.
It just proves that psychology is such a big part of this sport, because Exeter, perhaps because they know the game plan a little bit more at times over the last couple of years, obviously transitioning away from the game plan that won them all that silverware because of the way the law changes and the game has moved on. At times last year they almost didn't look like they knew what they actually were, what their new DNA was. Maybe that's sort of new coaching staff coming in, but certainly Dave Walder's got an attacking shape now, and everyone looks to know exactly what their role is.
Rob Baxter saying that one of the buzzwords over the summer has been runability, and you touched on it, Ben. Just having players shifting a little bit of timber, those big forwards losing a little bit of weight, some losing a lot of weight, just to give them a bit more mobility, and we're seeing that early on here.
Well, we even know that in the commentary box how fast the game's getting, so you almost don't need that bit of extra weight, because the ball is moving constantly in the way the game's moving forward.
He's out.
I noticed that Angus Scott Young's back with us, so we'll see Sam Graham again a little bit further down the road. There he is, he's been patched up. Josh Kemeny, incidentally, a star of last season, a real star of last season, is recovering from a shoulder operation, which is why he's missing out on the start of this one.
Got some decent back row options, Saints, haven't they?
Well, we give Anthony Bell, his kick-off wasn't ideal, but his touch finds so far, he's hit 3 or 4 to touch that have been really good distance kicks and really helped the team out.
Number 3, green. 3.
Having another HIA second of the match, this time for Trevor Davison. Dan, what have you made of Anthony Bello so far? What are you seeing? His positioning, his touches, his movement?
Yeah, I think Ashley makes a really good point. I mean, he's certainly kicked better than Ashley did in that game in Toulon that we were talking about pre-game. But we spoke a little bit, I mean, minus the first sort of 2.5 seconds from the restart. I think he's been really, really solid. He's had some nice touches, brought people into the game, taken the ball at the line, kicking to touch has been excellent. And the big difference he's going to find in the Prem compared to the top 14 is top 14, the 9 takes a lot more of the play, dictates the play, the speed of the game, whereas the Premiership or the Prem, you have to be at your 10 is the main guy, running the structure of the game, a little bit more in play all the time, and decisions are made more at the line.
Brilliant, thanks Dan. Saw it there as he helped set up Hendy. Absolutely in the faces of the defenders, forcing them to make decisions and helping set up situations like this. Eogan, Litchfield, on too quickly, but held on to the possession. McParland. And Chiefs celebrating their work at the breakdown, and Joseph Dweber at the centre of things.
Big moment for the Chiefs to turn over, because they just need to stop any sort of momentum that the crowd can get behind.
That's another thing they didn't really have much of last year, was players having the ability to go over the ball, multiple players going over the ball, and you just see there the difference. It stops a team in the tracks.
Just talk about Bellew. Just watch this pass. Sometimes, I talked before about a delayed pass, sometimes it's being able to shape yourself and just knowing the timing of it. So his timing there allows Hendy to get on the outside and get extra meters. He gives that with a slightly different timing, doesn't get it through his hands as quickly and as fluidly. Then Feyu Aboso's probably in front of. So I was just waiting to see how that happens, but probably in front of and stops that dead.
Skinner did so well to make the initial break, and then the pass not quite working for them.
No hands.
Apologies for the language. Henry Walker, early replacement at hooker for Craig. Right, here goes Hendy. McParland calling for it. Sprint for the line. Hauled down brilliantly by Brown Bampo. Still defensive work to do for the Chiefs. James Ram clear on this right-hand side. Saints go left, and Saints score. Tom Pearson. One significant break, a second significant try.
It's a great line from Hendy. Burst through. He should have given the pass earlier, I thought, to let Saints away. He's made up for it by cutting through the middle of the Exeter defence here. Nothing on, really. Just hits the line. He sees the space. He's got such gas. You can see he's again numbering an hour, and he might have dummied that. Looks like he's away, but Parliament doesn't quite get there. Hendy does such a good job and fighting to just get over the ball and help his teammates out.
Watch Hendy's clear out here. He's miles away. Question as to whether he stayed on his feet, but he certainly saves the day there. I think he probably goes off his feet. He's a little bit lucky there, but he was miles away. And to realign and get in from behind the ball, he does a really good job. That try's not scored without it, but I think that's what Henry Slade was just going over to speak to the referee about. Does he stay on his feet on his clear out?
Yeah, Joe, I've got no clear knock on.
Okay, thanks.
Voice of the TMO, Dan Jones, is happy enough, and Tom Pearson scores his first try of the season.
I'm going to answer Henry's question. If they've checked it, no
great break. Stays alert, but look how far away he is from McParland when this tackle's made, and he gets in, just manages to win the battle of the shoulders. But for me, that's going off the feet and ceiling.
He probably thought McParland was going to get there, I think. That's why he relaxed slightly, but Brian Bampo's that fast. Managed to get back and make a mess of it. I think the referee's looking at the momentum of everything that's going on. The attacking players, not that it's right, because I do think he's off his feet, but it's a great attack from Saints.
Tom Pearson, by the way, fully powered up again after a first full pre-season. He's been saying for a while he missed the England tour, but with negatives come positives, and he's absolutely got himself bang into shape.
Part of the tackle, part of the tackle.
Squeeze it.
Parlin's kick in the sunshine. Hodge comes forward. Ram again. Does that job so well, but Henry Walker couldn't take it cleanly. However, Josh Yosefa Scott tackled the replacement hooker in the air. So it'll be Bello, the Frenchman, trying to drill this as far down the line he can with his powder blue boots. Tom Pearson, interesting season ahead. He's keen to play a little bit more at number 6 this season, Ben, add a bit more to his set-piece work, and it's one of the things that England have talked to him about. They see him much more as a 6 than a 7 going forwards. Meantime, Walker back to Chick off a ball that was won initially by Pearson in the line-out. Doing the work of a line-out jumper. Ed Prowse thumps it up, and again, Saints put themselves in a very handy position. Dingwall took the tackle. McParland tried to spin away from that of Lewis Pearson.
Still in, no, it's still on there.
Miller Mills was there. Oh, and then Bello to Ram. McParland, here's Chick.
No, Exeter!
Opted out of the Red Ball revolution to head to the East Midlands. Scott Young, plenty of Saint shirts, plenty of options. Oh, that's brilliantly away. And a fabulous score. And a debut score in the Premiership for a young Italian, Eduard Todoro, whose career promises much.
Yeah, no worries. We'll
It's
see
a
what we've got.
stunning score, mainly because of the quality of the final pass. Looks like he's overrun. Good close on the outside. There's a little punch around the front of the line out, just narrowing up the white-shirted defence. And as they roll back to the left-hand side, how about this? The Ram shielding the ball, throwing the reverse pass out of the back door. And as soon as it's not forward and to hand,
Yeah, I have
you
nothing
just
against
feel
your
that
off-field view. Tries
the
good.
flailing defence is always going to overrun it, and the step back inside, superb.
He's a week on from his club debut in the Prem Cup. He's only 19, Todoro. He is Italian. He's played for Italy under-20s in the Six Nations, the Junior World Championship, but he's very much been part of the Saints Academy. And that is a homegrown try with the addition of 2 points off a French boot.
Just love the movement from the Saints' backs. Everybody can slot in at positions. We see Hendy's there, probably in the fly half spot behind that pod, but he's happy to be there. And Todoro's the right winger, but he's on the left wing. Just everybody's happy to roam, see the opportunity, see the space, just to create an overlap in numbers somewhere on the field.
4 minutes. The game seems to have got away from the Chiefs, who looked so comfortable at the beginning of this game, and suddenly that is the danger of this Saints team. They can rip you apart in an instant.
You don't need to scream.
The best of starts. Early Chiefs try. Manny Faye Waboso, if you weren't with us after just 3 minutes. Hunting around the breakdown, and then Alex Coles, Tom Pearson, Eduardo Todoro, 3 tries in 17 minutes.
They just haven't given themselves much of a chance, have they? It's either been scrum penalty or a knock-on or a penalty off the exiting kick. You're not giving yourself Exeter. This is a chance to get into the game and get some positives off the back of anything.
Going to have a word with Sam Vesti in a moment or two, Northampton's head coach. Plenty of key players that he'll have been enjoying so far. Todoro, the latest of them. For the time being, it's the bigger blokes driving it over halfway, and impressively driving it towards the 10-metre. Parlin finally gives it up for Dingwall. Not a great deal of room, Dingwall. He was hunted down there by Skinner. Bello, this time the kick. But too much room for Paul Brown-Bampo, and he sees green grass that he runs into. Held on to by Hendy. Skinner, Hodge, and now Faye Waboso, and now defensive concerns for Exeter, for Northampton.
Thank you.
Skinner.
Timing is fine.
Slade coming onto the ball with eagerness, but that was forwards from Hammersley. So Sam Vesti is with us. Let's start with Anthony Bello. Sam, your new man at 10. What are you seeing from him so far? What are you enjoying?
Yeah, he's fitted in really well, and good to see him doing what he's been training and putting that on the park. He's very composed. His line kicking's been fantastic. He's put a few 5 metres out. So, yeah, very good, very happy for him.
Are you asking him to do different things up here? Different things when... are we going to see the same Bello that we saw with Claremont, I guess, is the question?
No, I think we would play a slightly, well, very different brand to... we like to go forward and through the middle and then ruck before we go sideways. And I think that's been something that he's really taken on board and really trying hard to improve at. And I think he's done a good job of it today so far.
Dan Biggar was saying a little earlier that actually the 9 in France is very often the pivot, the ringleader. He's being asked to do a different job here, I guess. It's the 10 very much in the English Premiership, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Le Petit General could be Anthony still, and he's doing all our calls, he's bossing where we're going, and he's doing a great job of it. I mean, in his second language, it's pretty impressive.
O-level French, did you get that?
A C, but I do practice now, so I'm a little bit better.
We can tell. That was very impressive. Almost fluent. Thanks, Sam.
Thank you.
Wonder why he's practicing.
Use it, both down on the mark.
Here is Bello. Oh my goodness, what about that? In the blink of an eye, Litchfield for the line. That's a corker. It barely had Dingwall's fingerprints on it, but in essence they were all over that try. Finished off by a galloping Tom Litchfield.
I think Dingwall has been superb in this game. He said he hasn't had much room, but he's always so brave. He takes the ball right at the line and releases just as a massive shot comes in on him. And if he's taking a big shot, it means he's giving an opportunity of a one-on-one. Litchfield picks his line perfectly, but the timing of this pass couldn't be better.
It's just so simple from the Saints. That's what, if you're sat in your local club right now watching this game, and you think we could do that, but it's the timing, it's the line running. They do it so much. They're so dangerous from this platform of a scrum. They've got so many options on who could hit and who could go where. As a defender, especially at 13, it's just so hard to try and manage.
I think Vesti just said there, didn't he? We like to play through the middle first. People think Northampton just want to throw the ball wide. It's a perception. But actually, they try and hold defenders to create space out wide, but sometimes the lines are so good when they're doing that the gap just opens up. That's the first point of attack, through the middle. Then, if you narrow up the defence with something like that and they make the tackle, then you can get into that wide channel.
His Northampton side has scored 3 tries in 8 minutes, 4 in 20, to utterly turn this match around.
That's Henry Slade there at 13-2. It's no slouch, the 73 cap England international. And he doesn't know where the options are coming from. That's how good Northampton are offset piece.
Chinza. Skinner. Fed by Exeter's new scrum half, Stephen Varney. Manny Faye-Waboso to Lewis Pearson, one of those players who's lost a bit of weight to add to his mobility. This is Joseph Twebber, Springbok with a Premiership debut, half a dozen South Africa caps down the years.
Hands, it's all trapped.
Tempted up from Cape Town and the Stormers this season. Ram has his eye on the ball, so does Brown Bampo. Oh, and in the end it was Scott Young who got there, tripping over Hammersley, who was on the floor.
No.
Dingwall. Scott Young, Ram to his right. Penalty's gone against an anguished Weber. Picked up a bit of a knock to his left shoulder as well in the middle of all that. Dingwall, waiting for Hendy, and Hendy eventually got there. However, there was some obstruction in the middle of all that.
Player competes with a man on the wrong side.
He didn't mean to stay there, Webber, when he made that tackle. He got hurt as it was a big hit.
That's a bit unfortunate. I think he did move, and there was a route to the ball, but unfortunately for him, one of the players on his side comes in and competes, and that just slows things down. But he does move straight away on the floor. See, there is a route to the ball there. To me, that's not... I don't think that's a penalty. Because the ball was exposed.
He's coming.
Brian Bampo came over the ball. The refs probably thought that shouldn't have happened had he not been on the floor. But Exeter using a lot of energy up playing in rugby, but not really going anywhere in their own half. Saints are the opposite.
Conceding a lot of penalties as well, Chris. 11 on average last season, the most in the league already. They have shipped 7, and we're not even at half-time, putting themselves under a lot of pressure. Pearson! Strength to clatter through Varney. This is Prowse. Chenyumunga and Tom Lockett having their starts to the season delayed, but in Prowse, Northampton have an ever-willing runner. Likewise, Litchfield, who scored perhaps the try of the match so far. And then Hendy finds Todoro, who's looking for a second. He's gone. Premiership debut is not yet 37 minutes old, and already he's grabbed a couple of tries.
2 tries on debut, you'll take that. Again, it was Hendy, so dangerous in the wide channels. Shapes the kick, throws the dummy, gets away from his defender. He's so dangerous. This is Northampton, just efficient when they've got the ball. Always going forward, always getting quick ball. And here, there's nothing really on, but he gets the ball over the top. 2 on 2. Is he going to kick? Is he going to pass? Mendy, you just don't know what he's going to do. Todoro's got the gas.
Just Hendy here, that ball over the top from Ram. Just doesn't panic, but it doesn't go to his hands. He just goes, oh, it's gone behind my back somewhere, I'll go and find it. And then stay alert. And again, that ability of Northampton to get the opposite winger in as an extra number, just creating havoc at the moment.
Oh, this is grisly already for Exeter. All of the good work that they have done over the summer in pre-season, they have been unpicked big time in this first half, Chris.
Northampton's attack beyond the first 10 minutes has just been outstanding. Everybody's just done their job, been efficient.
Hodge. A long road back this for Exeter already. Skinner. Josefa Scott thumps in. Slade.
Knock on advantage. See what happens.
Everything's going for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's the clear difference. They're losing too many at a ruck. Exeter, they might send 1 too many in. Some not enough on some occasions. It just affects the whole fluidity of the attack. And on that case, Henry Slade, I mean, everybody should be ready for the ball when you're attacking. It's not really an excuse just to cold drop the ball like that.
Go for it, man. Go for it.
So much of what Northampton have been about in attack has revolved around their new Frenchman on his Premiership debut. Phil Dowson saying before the match there's not a lot not to like about Anthony Bello, and Dan Bigger will be telling us what he's liked about Bello at half-time, so stay with us. We'll be digging deep into the contribution of the new French fly half in these parts, and he's involved again to Dingwall, and Dingwall gives it back, and Bello goes once more. This will be in the highlights package, or maybe not, but you got the idea of what he's about again there. He is playing it flat to the line and asking big questions of defenders. Once more Bello. Iogan.
Good competition for the ball there.
Prowse. Scott Young clearing out the ball effectively. Pearson. Northampton still hungry for another try before half-time. They might get one here. Ram. Bit too much to do for him, but McParland, that's gone forwards, and that's half-time.
They need something to change, don't they, very quickly. They started so brightly. Again, just a team that's probably not got that backlog of confidence. When you play well for the first 15 minutes and then just get ripped apart by a rampant Northampton team, the worry for Rob Baxter and his coaching staff will be, is there anything? Can we fire anything back? And he's tried to do that by making 2 big changes at the break.
Back off, White. Yeah, that ball is out.
Callum Chick's had a great start to his Saints career so far this first half and last week. Just doing what he does best, all the tough stuff and scoring tries. Been a good start for him. Here he goes again.
Once more. 14 carries for Chick.
No worries.
Hodge with the save call.
Wait, one more, please.
Can't say I was too impressed by Dan Bigger's line kicking at half-time. I think my 9-year-old daughter could have kicked that 5 metres out from where he was positioned. That was a good kick from Hodge.
This could be a very tasty season.
9 jaws, Exeter.
Between you two. It started early.
You lose it quickly, don't you, Ashley? You lose it quickly. He used to be brilliant, Dunby.
McParland. Bello. Oh, and intercepted by Skinner. He lost it.
Knock on.
Chick to Scott Young. Coles and
Still a knock on advantage, lads.
Newman Fischetti wrestling the ball back for Northampton. Bello
Advantage over.
to fight his way through a forest of Devon bodies. Josh Hodge picks it up for Exeter. Dwebber. Another man saying hello to the Gallagher PREM for the first time today. Springbok. Skinner. All the way through for Ben Hammersley. Joe Hawkins amongst the summer departures. He's gone back to Wales to the Scarlets, and the bouncing ball will work. And Brown Bampo goes in. 21 tries last season, his first of this, and just like the start of the first half, the Chiefs out of the blocks quick at the start of the second.
Really good start to the second half, but it's the realisation that Rams had to step in and be a part of that last breakdown, so there's no one in behind. Varney just realises, has a little glance up, checks Brown Bampo's there, and puts the perfectly weighted kick for him to run onto. No one at home, easy score.
And the space is there, you've got to make use of it, but it started at the line-out from Saints. Back from Anthony Bellio's pass that got intercepted, then turned over, just like Saints have switched off slightly at half-time, and when you're 33-7 up, that can be hard to do sometimes, get straight back into it. But Saints, Exeter, sorry, should I say, they know they need to make something happen here.
Henry Slade's kick off the post. Let's have a chat with Rob Baxter. Rob, I'm sure you had a lot to say at half-time. What was at the top of the list?
Well, the one you've got to just not feel sorry for yourself, haven't you? I mean, that happened to us about 4 times in the game, and then it hurts us over and over again. You know, we have a bright start, which I kind of expected, and then literally the first decision that goes against on the ref leads to a mistake at the next line out, leads to something else, leads to a try, and we've got to just work incredibly hard to get ourselves breaking out of the cycle that we drop into too quickly after one mistake or one thing doesn't go our way, because it's murdering us. When we stick on task just individually and collectively, we look fine. The minute it becomes individual, you know, it's a team game. The minute it becomes individual, we've looked quite poor. That's my battle. That's what I've got to work with us to get right. And we've got to have to try and show that quality more than anything else.
That sounds like a mental thing as much as anything, Rob.
Well, I think it clearly is, isn't it? Because we made 3-4 breaks that you think would lead to tries in that first half. We don't get the last pass a couple of times. however we do things, it is a mental thing, and like I say, that's my job more than anything else to get the players through it, get them over it, and get them, like I say, get them clicking and confident that you can stay at something in some tough times. And like I say, now I've just said to them, now's your opportunity to show you can be competitive players in a tough environment. So let's stay competitive individually and collectively in what we say we're going to do, and let's see what the results can come from it.
Actually, just a quick word on Dav Jenkins. You brought him on earlier at half-time.
Chrissy Jizunza was suffering with his foot, and a situation we didn't want to keep anybody half fit out there for any kind of period of time, so it was an easy switch to make.
Thanks, Rob.
Thank you.
Goes back to that point that Dan was making just before the game kicked off.
When you go down, get it in.
Start of the season, everyone's got these huge hopes. Exeter will have trained really, really well, will have built their confidence up, but within 20 minutes that can just get kicked out of you.
And you're giving Saints like opportunities at scrums like this where they're so effective. They look like they're all in a straight line, but that'll be the last thing that all the moving parts when they get to the defensive line is what makes them so good, because they don't give anything away and everybody moves as they should into the right holds.
Here's Dingwall, the captain, to lead the side at the start of the season after summer wrestling injuries. He missed England's tour with a calf injury, but he's sharp here. Some defending to do, however, some running back to do as Hodge chases his own kick. And James Ram happy to watch it dribble out of play underneath the east stand.
There was a big hole there for Saints. It was a two-phase play. But if you're going to switch off, it can hurt you, as that little kick through did.
Just the last scrum, they're delaying McParland, but I'm not even sure that the hooker, Walker, is striking for that ball. So they're in perfect driving position, and that's probably what the delay is. They're trying to force penalties there. But you want to see that right foot of the number 16 coming up, making a play for the ball.
Which we could probably do with that on a Sunday afternoon. Parland under a lot of pressure from Chiefs new man Andrea Zambanin, the Italian international, now a Prem player, coming from Zebre.
He uses his foot. It's fine.
Yeah. Lost by Skinner. Frustration upon frustration. Andrea Zambanin making an earlier than anticipated debut. He was brought onto the bench late on when Ethan Roots failed a fitness test, but here he is. He certainly had some height. Lost the likes of Jack Dunn, Exeter, Franco Molina from their second row cupboard. But I know that they're hoping for much more from Lewis Pearson this season as he continues to develop as a young player. Zambanin as well, bringing international experience.
Hendy's a real danger at the back of this scrum. Which way he's going to go, he can swing both sides. And you probably guarantee he's going to have an impact unless they get the scrum penalty, which always ruins back. There's a very big frustration of mine, Nick, as you can imagine. Hendy could be important here. Sorry.
Forward into touch option. You've got option. Forward into touch. Option, lads. Scrum.
Yeah, let's have it then.
George Furbank, incidentally, may have seen him chatting to us at the pre-game show. Toured with England, but he's not quite ready to start his season.
If you want to go forwards, you've got to go through it, not around. Okay, let's go.
Lots of famous faces.
Find your gap, that's fine.
Amongst those Northampton players not playing today.
Let's go, Danny. We're ready to go. Let's go. Yes, Kel. Yes.
Some of them. Finn Smith, Alex Mitchell. Every likelihood that once they have sat out their Lions rest, we may see them for the first time in the East Midlands derby against Leicester in a couple of weeks. Oh, Slade did well to hold on to that, and then Hodge running onto the ball at pace on halfway, but Slade couldn't do the trick twice. Knocked on, Northampton scrum.
Just as Rob Baxter, the Exeter coach, described to us, is continuing to happen. It has to be mental, because you can't. There's nearly a drop here from Slade, but he fixes it. Hodge gets the ball. No, if you're not thinking this is the most important thing that we should be doing right now, to just get this ball back and get to the next phase, the chances are you're going to do something wrong. And that's why we're seeing a lot of it.
You just compare that to Northampton when they were flowing in the first half. Every pass crisp, exactly where the receiver wants it. It's just those fine details, just a couple of centimetres off, a couple of misreads in terms of the line that's being run, and that's what we're talking about. Sam Vesti, he's so good at drilling the basics under pressure.
McFarland, and then Dingwall again.
Barnage knock on. He can't play it on the floor.
It's a Saints knock on.
It's a knock on.
Stripping the contact by Slade there.
Up we get, lads. Thank you.
Litchfield carried straight into him. He just got an arm through and behind the ball and ripped it out.
Move away. It's a scrum over here. It's a scrum.
The front row were just a bit tired there. They're having a big pile on down this side. 20 metres out. Not something I'd like to be involved in. There's a lot of heavy bodies there. They deserve a rest sometimes, the front row.
Looking at Chiefs' second row with David Jenkins and Andrea Zamban in it now. Rob Baxter explaining that Chris Chinza, Greg Fisselau both making their way back from injuries. Chinza just feeling a foot injury at half-time, which is why he was replaced early on. And Greg Fisselau, not long back from the shoulder injury that ended his season early last season. Expected to start today, but because of Ethan Root's injury he was, so no real surprise to see him go off as early as he has, but it's forced a reshuffle. And,
I see that as both sides. Let's go again.
On Ashley's point about the scrum,
let's go.
This time of year, it's the scrums and mauling that's the hardest, because you can't replicate it in pre-season really. You don't want to do too many contact sessions and scrum sessions when you don't have to at the beginning of the year. But when you do a scrum session, it tends to be you're just doing scrummaging, you're not doing the run around bits in between that you do in a match. So it's those bits that the first couple of games, 2-3 games of the season, if you have a set where there's a lot of errors and there are 4 or 5 scrums on the trot, suddenly your body's just not used to it. You can see it's got really scrappy at the scrum now as a result.
Sorry, when I was going to say that Lewis Pearson has shifted from the second row into the back row. And he was part of that scrum on the penalty.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Collapse.
So there's Lewis Pearson. His second Premiership start in 18 months. Another one of those who's shifted a little bit of timber. You are the size of a lighthouse, however. It's difficult to see where the timber has been lost, but he is. He has a little bit more runability, which was the phrase we introduced you to in the first half of Baxter.
The trade-off is you have 4 or 5 scrums on the bounce, and you're having to work a bit harder because you haven't got as much ballast to hold the scrum in. So there was that whole thing in 2015, wasn't it, when Stuart Lancaster said, right, we're going to go away in our pre-World Cup camp and be the fittest team with the most runability, but then they couldn't control the game because they didn't have the power against some of the teams that had focused on other things.
I was there for that. We ran a lot.
If we're talking big, by the way, we've yet to see the biggest man in the world ever. JJ van der Mescht is on Northampton's bench. He'll be on shortly, I imagine. You'll enjoy looking at him when he comes on. I hope you've got a widescreen TV.
There's another example from Exeter Chiefs. Do so well in winning the scrum penalty. Henry Slade kicks you 40 metres down, you lose the line out.
Cleared away by Archie McFarland. Taken by a flying Faye Waboso.
Ball's available. No, ball's clearly available.
Hodge charging through, and the ball to Vincent. And just as they had to, Chiefs have started strongest in this second half. They scored the first try and now they've scored the second. Ross Vincent.
Oh, it's such a good finish. Boso on the touchline, goes up, wins that ball, and then really good hold and offload, and Hodge spots that opportunity. He's already at full tilt before it unfolds before him, and then once he's through, he's just got to link up with that support, does that really well, and Vincent dives in.
The Saints lead that was 26 points, Chris, cut to 16.
Just the impact it shows on your winger not making the tackle from a box kick. It then ties another defender in, and everybody's got to get one closer to this touchline, so that creates the space in the midfield for a one-on-one and Exeter. That's why it's so important that your winger, in this case Todero's, got to catch and hit the player who's his man, so it doesn't have a knock-on for the rest of the Northampton Saints team.
Ed Prowse makes way for the man who blocks out the sun, JJ van der Mescht. He used to be 150 kilograms. He's slimmed down to from 24 stones to 23.
It's like a 1980s wrestler, doesn't it? Giant haystacks carrying it up.
Here he goes. Exeter players sticking to him like flypaper. Bello, who's a little bit smaller and doesn't hold on to it quite so well. It's gone forward, so charging Coles will be brought back.
Be getting to lunch before him, I know that much.
There he is, 150 kilograms when he first turned up at the Gardens. Arrived at the start of the summer from Stade Francais. Actually didn't play that much for Stade, but Northampton have seen something in him. They need some big, hefty ball carriers, and if they can get him working, Chris, he is big and hefty.
He's a man you want on your team if you can get him firing, which Stade Francais didn't manage to do. But what an outstanding haircut and moustache, man.
Not many second rows that don't even bother putting the leg tape on to make you easier to lift, though, is there? I won't be doing any lifting, but if you want anyone putting up, I don't need any help.
Josh Scott, part of this Chiefs scrum. He's lost a couple of stones over the summer. He's about to be replaced shortly. By the looks of things. Anifea Waboso making life as tough as it possibly can be for Todero, who does really well to keep that on their side. Talk to Saints coaches about what Edo, as they call him, Edo Todero does well. And he doesn't really have one USP. He just does everything brilliantly for a teenager. And he had to work defensively very hard there. And Brown Bampo holding on to a ball that was threatening to leave him. Runs into Miller Mills. Skinner. This is Pearson. Way through for Hammersley.
Just a bit of fatigue in that Exeter front five now. They're struggling to get themselves into the set-up position for the next phase. Just a little bit slow back into position. Except Scott, just wonder whether they are stripping off in front of us. We're going to see some front row replacements.
There's that ball knocked on. Vincent isn't waiting to hear the answer, and neither was George Henry, importantly. He was knocked on. We heard Dan Jones, the TMO, confirm with us. This is Lichfield, scorer of one of Saints' 5 first-half tries.
Fellas, it's a knock-on over here. We'll come back in the air.
So here come the
just outside
Exeter
the 22,
changes.
about 4 or 5 metres outside.
All of them in the front row. Jack Yendel, Quenzo Blose, and Bachuki Chumbadze, a Georgian who is marking his Premiership debut.
Yeah, time off, please, thank you.
coming off, Goodrick Clark, Joseph Dweber at the end of his first Premiership appearance, and Josh Yosefa-Scott.
Joe, actually, it's where you are there, just to be fussy, right where you are.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah. Just here, lads. It's their balls, a knock-on. Yeah, we did confirm. Yeah, thanks, chap.
And there's the Georgian international. He's only played one test against the Netherlands in February. 23-year-old from Tbilisi, and he's now a Prem player.
Hey, Michael, let's go kill it. Fucking first one, let's go.
If it becomes a problem, I'll deal with it. Yeah.
Boy, let's fucking go. No, let's fucking go. Yes, second.
Crouch! Southampton had to make their front row replacements very early in the game.
Okay, stand up. We're not in the
Couple
gaps.
of HIAs.
We're not in the gaps.
So that might be an area that Rob Baxter thinks that
please, to give him space, because it's
Chimbadza can come on, make a difference with Yendall. Crosser as well. Feel that Northampton really had been on top in the scrum for most of the game, but if that can shift now with the scoreline getting back more towards where Exeter wanted it, and Exeter score next, a lot of pressure will go on the home side, who look home and hosed at half-time.
White. Scrum goes down. Penalty on the far side against Chimbadza.
Bind is lost.
He doesn't have much English at the moment, so I don't know how much of Joe James he'd have understood, but I think he probably knew why the whistle blew.
You can understand his body language, what he felt about that decision, though.
Saints have not had a great first 20 minutes this second half, but you almost guarantee one thing: when they're at home, they will come alive at some point in this second half.
Coles finding space. Parland and Chick. Alan Chick, who scored a Premiership Cup hat-trick against Saracens last weekend to make a very big impression early on. Dingwall away again, sweetly to Hendy. Chick once more, gets it.
No, he starts fine.
Bello waits. Brings it wide to Henry Walker, the replacement hooker, who's been with us for a long time. Came on very early on for Craig Wright. Failed an HIA, head injury assessment. This is Fischetti, the Italian, who came on at half-time. And then Pearson, one of the early try scorers. Dingwall coming to cotton on to Litchfield. Pearson again battling his way through.
No, he's off his feet. Well left.
Hour gone.
No.
Quarter of the match to go.
Use it.
Scorer of the next try will decide whether it's going to be a canter to the full-time whistle or a cavalry charge. If Exeter get the next try, as Ben's told us, it is going to be interesting. And Manny Faye-Waboso, what an important tackle that was from Pearson. Here's Blose, and then this is Chimbadza. Picked up by Zambanin, and Varney springs it wide and then lost by Jack Yendall. It's gone forwards, but for half a second there was real Chiefs hope.
It was, and it's off the back of the kick again. The box kick from Saints is just slightly too long. And Todaro doesn't hold his feet, he goes and hits his man, knowing it's a one-on-one, offload away, and you can't give this man any room. He just bursts through tackles. Nobody knows what direction he's going to go in, but you know he's going to go through a gap hard. And he's away. It's a shame he didn't have a back in support with him. One of the front rowers who was with him. But again, Exeter just got to do better off the back of it. You've got to expect these kind of breaks from these players that they've got.
It's, of course, for Tom Litchfield, who has been replaced by Rory Hutchinson, who is back into the Prem for the first time this season. He's rather eased his way back through pre-season, had a minor niggle. Just the Premiership Cup match against Saracens, but
reset. I need to see
he
your
is
shoulder.
here now.
Otherwise, he's got nowhere to go.
Berger Odendahl's gone, by the way. He has moved on. Impact, in all truth, lessened last season by injury, but Odendahl not a Saint anymore.
Litchfield has had a really good game there. He's done exactly what he would have wanted from Odendahl had he been here. He's hit hard lines, he's run hard, he's scored a great try. Yeah, he's had a good 62 minutes there, I think.
Dingwall shifting to 13 as a result. 11 carries for Dingwall in that 12 position.
Hutchinson involved immediately, and Bello. Pearson. Taken on by Chick.
It's Chick's 19th carry. He has been everywhere, loves to step in at first receiver. He goes hunting for work all the time.
Move. Coles away to a chasing Ram, and the ball, does it beat him? Desperate dive at the end from
22.
Ram, but he knows a roll too many.
Option, yeah, you can have the
Well,
option.
to hold his
You can have the
depth,
option, scrum or
you look
kick
like
on
you might
22.
overrun it,
I
and then
believe
the
it's just
kick is
outside the 22.
almost perfect. Won the
22
race, all ends up. Ball just beats
Good
him.
work, gents.
He was committed. Just in case. It was far too easy for Saints. As soon as we're up the touchline, chip and chase, there's no one in behind Hodge.
Okay, time is off, so we can reset. Fellas, they're going
It
to
just
choose the
shouldn't be
scrum.
that easy to just
in
do
here.
a chip and chase and get a run in.
No,
Had the kick bounce back to Ram.
Just outside the 22 metres. Just
here?
outside the 22 metres, yeah.
Okay.
On the 5. Yeah, as you are.
Thank you. Mark is here, fellas. Scrum called. No, it's here. It's here.
Double dose of the Gallagher PREM with us today, by the way. Once we're done here at the Gardens, the opening weekend will conclude at the Gates. Jeff Parling's Leicester for the first time in the Premiership against the Bears.
Yeah.
Where we are. Let's go.
11 seasons now since he took over the club captaincy from Dean Munn. He said a couple of weeks ago he was so young at the time and the club was full of so many experienced players that despite the fact he was club captaincy, nobody ever listened to him. But he's been doing it for 11 seasons now. A few more people listen to him now. Chiefs penalty. Slade. Hodge. Brian Bampo. Despite cries of forwards from the less than neutral East Stand. Skinner, and then finding the way through to Fissel out.
Let it go, second go. Second attempt.
Penalty against Tom Pearson on the
Your
floor,
initial was
looking up
fine, then there was a second arm over to lift the ball.
rather ruefully.
Not the first unconverted break by Exeter. It's really well worked. That delay from Skinner, who's run hard at the line all game. Vincent gets it through the offload exceptionally well, and Fissel just can't find that support on his shoulder.
Cut's yours.
Now then, this is a huge moment. 5-6 metre line out for Exeter. They've scored the first 2 tries already in this second half. They were 33-7 down at half-time. They are back within 14 points.
It's further than 5 or 6. That's not a great kick. You've got to challenge yourself. Ashley and I were having this conversation that it's a close skill. You know, this should be something that, from that distance, kickers should be able to hit 8-9 times out of 10. But
yeah, we are. I didn't realise he was down there.
the forward pack needs that on the 5 metre line.
Let's go.
What's numbers?
Numbers, please. Thank you. Time on.
Yandle's throw with the lift tower in the background, and Vincent driving through. Oh, he scored! No one is heading off to make a cup of tea just yet, particularly if you're watching down in Devon. 3 tries for Exeter in this second half.
That is a quality line, and Yendel giving him the big smacker plays a huge part in it. You need your hooker aware of all the opportunities. Obviously, this is something they have in their locker. Yendel gets the ball above his head. Northampton completely switch off. And Vincent runs it, and that couldn't have been a better throw. It has to be whipped in at that pace so that he can beat the reaction of the defenders. I'm not sure whether he appreciates the throw or the kiss more.
He got the bonus point. Can Slade have the extra 2? He certainly can, and they might be going home with something very special if this continues. What a second half comeback this is.
Saints asleep there. Sharp thinking from Exeter. Who's at fault there, Benny, on that line-out?
Well, really, you need your 9 switching everyone on, but everyone's just eyes up, looking, they're all thinking about the movement. It's brilliant. It's something that won't happen again to Northampton all season, because having had it done once, it'll be drilled into them that they know themselves that they can never switch off like that. It's a little bit like when you get done by a quick tap penalty. Just really good use of early season. People are a little bit tired. They all think that they know what's coming. And Vincent takes advantage, but what a finish we've got on our hands now. Bonus point secured by Exeter as well.
Back. Move it. 9. 50-22, lads.
Todero. And back to Bello.
Great skill from Varney. First the flick up, and the reverse pass.
Slade. Skinner. Opening up now. Manny Faye-Waboso. Oh, he's pulled up, but he's got just enough left in the muscle to score the try. But there will be some concern for his fitness, but not right now for the scoreline. What are the Chiefs doing?
Oh, this is just stunning. We'll all want to know Faye-Waboso's okay, but how about this for a regather from Varney? Just watch as he flicks it up to himself. Here's the pass, or the kick through, flips it up with the left boot, out the back door, and there's loads of space if they can only find their quickest player. You think as soon as he got it, the job's done, and then he cramps up.
I didn't think he was going to get there. He's fought through a bit of cramp. Good on him. He even had enough to get 3 metres infield, but this bit here wasn't needed by the Saints. 2-man tackle, it just wasn't needed. There's no communication there from the wing and fullback. It was a 2-on-2 defensively. I don't know why the Saints have sucked in and both gone in and hit. Skinner, I think it was. Just give Manny a free run in. Here it is, just 2 men tucking in and hitting the tackle. Not needed at all, it could have been solved.
Time's off.
Exeter were 26 points down at half-time. Now they're level. Northampton 33, Exeter 33. Manny Faye-Waboso gives way, but he has given us the grandstand finish we've increasingly suspected we were going to get from this.
I'm not a medic.
A disappointment when you spoke to Rob Baxter at the beginning of this half, to what he asked for, what he'd said he'd asked for in the change room. Wow, has he got it.
Oh, and here they go again. Here goes Varney. What are Saints up to, and taken, snatched out of the air by George Hendy. They've got to regain some control over this match. It's gone completely for them. Ross Vincent's gone down with cramp now for the Chiefs. They're playing with 14 for the time being. Fissalowing with the tackle.
Use it.
Hodge goes in. He didn't take it cleanly.
No chance. It's just a knock-on. Just a knock-on.
Pearson gets them going again. Graham. Coles. He's got Ram to his left. Never felt that it was right to give the ball. Scott Young. Hendy getting into the line rather
Off the ball, advantage.
tiredly.
18 on 16.
There's a penalty coming. Saints with the penalty.
You have advantage.
Henry Walker providing the link and then going in to do the digging. Here's Van der Mesch.
Let's keep the mark, please.
Miller Mills. Saints stirred as they had to be. Hutchinson, Bello, Ram, Sam Graham, no. Oh, Hodge went in so bravely.
Tapped off the ball.
Just slow this down.
I think this could be head on head.
Time off.
And it's not Hodge's fault. It's the step back inside, but he could be in a lot of trouble here, Hodge. He has to commit everything. He has to commit his full body weight.
Yeah, I'm just checking. Bear with us.
I think it's Sam Graham who steps off his left foot, comes directly at him.
Henry, yeah, at
There's a definite attempted wrap,
off the ball in midfield, okay?
Yeah, Joe, we're going to do a check. We've got head contact here by 15 white.
Okay. Time off, going to check foul play.
I'm going to show you an upright tackle by 15 white on 20 green.
Okay, mate, we're walking to the screen. We're not quite there yet.
Dan Jones, the TMO. Joe James, the referee.
Okay. Start now, mate.
Coming for you now, first angle, Joe.
It's definitely high force. There is some mitigation, I think, as he steps back in. The question is it always illegal? I think that's a genuine attempt.
We're going to come back. So just give us a sec.
It's not with force either, because
we do have head contact there. Head on head, is that what you're seeing? We're just walking back to the other screen, mate, so that we can see.
Clear head on head.
Okay, so we do have head contact and it is foul play. The player's upright could be lower. So we're just checking level of danger here and whether he's making a legal tackle.
That's your best angle, Joe, that one.
Okay, mate. So we just need to determine level of danger. He's coming across at speed.
We're just going to hit in real time for you, Joe.
Yeah, thanks, Matt. I think that's what we need to see.
I'm wondering if this is going to be a 20-minute red, a red.
It's not a red. I think it's potentially
okay,
the difference is whether it's a yellow or a 20-minute red.
he's up.
Okay, Dan, I'll have a decision when you're ready, mate.
Okay, it's coming back to you now.
Okay, so we do have head contact. It is foul play. The player is upright. He comes across at speed. Therefore, it is a high level of danger. He is seeking to make a legal tackle, however, so it's going to be a 20-minute red card.
Yes, agreed.
Yeah, number 15.
That is exactly how the referees have been told to officiate this. The one thing I would say about Hodge is if you watch the replay, he is actually dipping down, but because the step comes towards him, if you lose space in front of you, you automatically start to come back up to give yourself room and try and adapt. So it's a really difficult position for him to be in, but that's exactly how the referees have been told to referee it.
He's just got to go lower. It's as simple as that.
If you see, he's starting to go lower, and then the step comes, and then he starts to go back up.
He just didn't give himself enough room to get low enough from the initial point.
He was presuming that he was going to go down the outside, wasn't he? And he gambled everything on it.
Two balls. Thank you.
Walker's throw did not find its target.
Okay, use it.
Exeter have rescued themselves.
What a steal from Zimmerman.
Hendy.
Such a good exit, Nick. He's kicked that ball 55 metres. Look at the gain, territory gain for Exeter Chiefs.
Well, these are big, big moments for Exeter.
Zamban in there made the line-out steal, and then he made the next two tackles on the kick chase. If you want an impact from your bench, that's the sort of thing you need.
He'll be starting next week.
Please, Exeter. Where's the smart? Where's the smart?
Right here, we're going corner.
Okay.
Just lifted the energy, Exeter, haven't they? 2 bits of play there. What Benny mentioned on the line-out, and Varney's kick from no space, tight in this left-hand corner. He just gave everybody a good 10-15 metre run-up on the Northampton counter-attack, and they've won a penalty. Yeah, that 20-minute red card seemed to have lifted them, and the fact they've come from 33 points down.
Kane James, by the way, on for Ross Vincent. In Exeter's back row, part of a 6-2 split amongst the replacements.
Okay. Hold on, fellas, we're just checking an HIA. Just give me 2 secs. Doctor's asked us to stop. Yes, 8. Okay, so 7, is it?
Oh, Ross Vincent has just come off with his cramp. It's got to go straight back on.
HIA first.
Hope he's had a cup of salt.
Well, one Italian, Ross Vincent, back on to bend this match their way if he can somehow, and another new one, Andrea Zambanin, has had a huge impact over the last couple of minutes. He's at the tail of this line-up. Jack Yendall goes to the front though, and it's stolen by Alex Coles. A tale of 2 stolen lineouts, one end and then another the other. Over 5 minutes to go. Saints 33, Chiefs 33. Remember, Saints were 26 points up at half-time. Chiefs with 26 unanswered points in this second half, and still hungry for more, for an extraordinary win. There goes James. Jenkins seems to have been booted for business again after back and knee surgery at the end of last season. McParland.
He's onside.
Here's Jenkins. Laid back for Varney, who's going to play the full 80. Zambanin. Northampton now have to be very careful around penalties. Skinner. Brown Bampo gives it away, and Chiefs will snatch it.
Just slow this down, bro.
In the most extraordinary fashion. Henry Slade with the try. There are boos ringing around the gardens, and the officials will have a look.
I think they'll check Brown Bampo's pass. It
Just let
looked
it run
like
for a
they
second,
might
see
have
if we get the
overrun
replay.
it.
If we need to, yeah.
Oh, so frustrating if it is for, because he had such a simple 2-on-1 again.
Another brilliant break. Uses that acceleration to get around the outside. That one, I think's okay. It's this one I wondered. Just as he overruns him there, I think that goes forward.
Check.
I'm going to show you a pass by 11 White, who throws the ball clearly forward.
All right, mate, thank you.
It's the pass from Brown Bampo to
the screen, mate. You can check it out.
Nick Lilly.
He's had a couple of these today, Brown Bampo, for as good as he's been in the loose.
So this one is
in open
close, but
spaces.
this one is clearly forward.
He's done everything right. Beat his man, just
happy with that one?
The second one.
Yeah.
Tries to
That one's
to the
clearly out of
contact.
the forward.
Second one. Ball pass.
What a second half.
The second one.
I remember
the second one.
back to the conversation with Rob Baxter at the start of this second half, and it just seemed a million miles away from this, but here we go. Player of the match contenders. Whose job is it today? Is it you, Chris?
It's me. These lads have had really big impacts in this game today. The game's not over by any accounts going into the last 4 minutes. We've all had really big impacts. Fabian Boso, good touches for as much as he had. He's gone off her in 60. Callum Chick's been an absolute workhorse all day. Brown Bampo, he has some big impacts in games. If he could just got that pass away, it'd probably be going to him right now. And Anthony Bellew, the new Frenchman at the Saints, He's done a lot of good. We've not seen him much in the second half because Saints haven't been able to get any field position, really. But first half, he was outstanding.
Chiefs have got a new scrum half. Charlie Chapman on for his Premiership debut for Exeter, the former Gloucester man, replacing Stephen Varney.
That's another guy who's had a really good game, Nick Varney. Had some really. We mentioned him right at the start. He's had a really good game there for Exeter Chiefs.
Both far side
Saints get this exit right.
Both far side. Let's go. Quick reset.
Got another life off the back of that TMO decision. Cannot afford to give away a penalty at the scrum. They have to get out of here. Eye on the clock. They'll still want to win this game from the position they had at half-time, but they cannot lose it.
Crouch!
Well, the bulk of that lot will head home wondering what on earth has happened. Saints 33-7 up at half-time.
It's gone down far side. It's gone down
The
far
only
side.
question appeared to be how many more. Exeter had different ideas. 4 second half tries, a couple from Ross Vincent.
Yeah, we can.
Has got the Gallagher PREM script writers working overtime
Both higher on
this opening weekend.
Real energy in that Exeter pack. Almost demanding that they get a penalty here. Very, very quiet from the Saints, much more considered, reflective. They know what's coming at them. This is going to be a huge shunt from the men in white. Have to stay legal, Exeter, but they will gamble slightly here with the field position they have. Saints will just try and get into an immovable ball. Nice and low, clean strike to the number 8.
2.5 minutes to go at the Gardens. Hutchinson, Bello, Hendy. Are we going to get something even more extraordinary? Todoro chases his own kick. And look at McParland. Oh, if he could have kicked it, he would have been in. Still hope. Toby Tane. Pearson. And all of a sudden it's Saints supporters animated. Bello. Hutchinson. Whacked up by Elliot Miller-Mills.
Thank you.
Bello calls away quickly. That came with an element of risk, particularly with Skinner lurking. McParland away by a tumbling Walker to a tumbling Scott Young.
No, he's not on the ball.
Oh, Lewis Pearson's got his hands on the ball. He thinks legally, and he's won it back.
Squirted out from near side.
Danger here.
Comes off the boot, thank you.
Enzo Blosset lays it back. The wrestle for the ball.
Okay, let go.
The wrestle for the happy ending. Here's Zambanin, who's had a huge impact since coming on.
Use it.
This is Kane James.
Away, Saints.
Heading towards the 80th minute.
Use it. Alex.
Chapman's kick. Hendy under pressure. Oh, and a couple of ginger-haired warriors collide. Ben Hammersley on the 10-metre line. Bello. Anthony Bello must be wondering, what on earth is this Gallagher PREM that I've come into? Is it like this every week?
Saints have to be careful here. They cannot give away a penalty in kicking range. So they have to be really disciplined about clearing out these ruts in their own half.
Bello, oh, that's nice. And away by Walker. And that's beautiful from Todoro to McParland. Oh, he's lost it. And with 10 seconds to go, Chiefs, if they want to, can squeeze out time and claim the draw without Josh Hodge. How well the Chiefs have done to deal with that absence of the fullback. That'll do. That will more than do for Exeter.